Hi all, welcome back to Sunshine City Show, and today I want to talk to you about a guy called Madmax. Kyle Ritterhouse. It's so similar to the Mad Max story, it's unbelievable. Mad Max is a guy who lost his wife and his baby, and he lived in a society in Australia that, as we know, it's the TV series, the movie, what's the movie? Mad Max Thunderdome, and the story of Mad Max. And he lived in a society where they released people out of jail. You know, he put people away. He was an officer with a guy called Goose, and Goose was the white guy, white-haired chap on a motorbike, and Goose got killed. Well, he didn't get killed. He got roasted. And they roasted him on purpose and ruined his life. So he's on life support, and he just wasn't the same, Goose. And Mad Max, when he saw him, and this is Mel Gibson doing a role when he was a young guy. Mad Max, when he saw Goose, he didn't recognise him, and he wouldn't accept that was his friend Goose. And so this gang destroyed his wife, his baby. They hunted down his family and destroyed it. And he had nothing left. He had his dog in his car, pretty much. And the second movie, Mad Max, was about his dog and his car. So Mad Max is a story where he had to take on the gang. He was a cop. He gave up on being a cop, decided to be a bit of a gangster, a gangster that fought for the truth. And he went out there and he took on the gang by himself. Well, in real life, we have the same kind of guy. Guy decided to come up to Kenosha, near Chicago, north of Chicago, on the lake. And he was the Mad Max of today. Now, he was defending property. There was a white guy that came up, Antifa came up, and yelled out the N-word, and you're not allowed to use that word when you're a white person, and this guy was using that word. Anyway, they chased this guy down. He hadn't fired any shots that I know of, and they chased him down. One of them had a pistol in their hand. This guy had a plastic bag. He got shot in the head. He hid behind a car and then somehow got shot in the head. Another one got shot in the chest. And the third guy got shot in the arm. I think the one with the pistol got shot in the arm. And so this guy, they were coming down on him, starting to attack him, and they knocked him to the ground somehow. I don't know how they did that. And this guy fought back. And now he's been prosecuted, of course. We're a justice system that throws people back on the street, are quite happy to prosecute this guy, and they want to nail him as a white supremacist. To me, he looks Puerto Rican. He doesn't look white to me. And the antifas that were coming down on him were white supremacists by the look of it. Just because you are an antifa doesn't mean to say that you're not a white supremacist. And these guys yelling out the N-word, they're not very appropriate people to be, and Antifa is attracting white supremacists to operate against media. So the problem is, this is in Wisconsin. Apparently that's the state that this is in, even though it's very near Chicago. And you know, Chicago's where Obama was on the street with Michelle, which he sometimes refers to as Michael, his partner. And they were leading a march down there, a peaceful march in Chicago, and a lot of this is now turning into protests. And the Democrats are finally realizing that people are going to vote Trump if this carries on, because the media keeps calling it peaceful protests and all the shooting. Chaz City is a place where the security shot down. Now, Louder with Crowder turned up with Quarter Black Gareth, and he had another guy there, and they were doing a documentary kind of thing on Chaz City. Well, they got fed for the life, and they were running all over the place around the city. Quarterback Gareth, he was looking, he was always on driving his vehicle out. Well, not long after that, they shot up a car. Maybe they thought, I have always wondered if they thought that was louder with Crowder had come back, and they decided that they'd had enough of him spying on them. Because they went, Quarterback Gareth went right up to the centre of the paddock, right up to their meeting, and they noticed who they were. And from then on, he was on the run because he couldn't settle anywhere because Antifa were trying to track him down all over Chaz City. Well, not long after that, there was a shooting. And the Chaz City security shot down a car. Now, these two black youths, 16 and 18, I think it was, or 17, 19, or 18, 16, stole a car. And they were going towards Chaz City into the centre part of it for security, for protection, because they were saying everyone they had a building, get into this building for protection. And the Chaz security shot up the car, shot up this big black car and shot it up. And according to Tim Pool, 300 bullets, but who would know. But they were shooting it up. One guy died in it, 18-year-old or 16-year-old, we don't know which one died. And then one of them crawled out of the car alive, and Chaz security started beating up on him. And that wasn't the only time that they killed a black youth. There was a black kid, 18 or 19 years old. He got shot up in Chaz City. His dad turned up on Fox News. So I did a previous video of that, and I put that in there and put that as a reference on Fox News where the father turns up. You can Google it, really, if you really wanted to. Just Google Chaz City, youth dies, or father on Fox News, that kind of thing. It was with Hannity, and he said, the father said, you're the first person that even showed concern. Nobody even visited my son in hospital. Nobody visited him. So he died because the medical team in Chaz City wouldn't let the Chaz City wouldn't let the medical team come in. So the guy was refused medical help, and 2 days later he died because for 2 days they wouldn't let the medical team in, or something crazy like that. Well, that's the problem with Chaz City. So now you've got this situation going on in Kenosha and north of Chicago on one of the Great Lakes there. And it's just nuts what's going on in America. And finally, they're calling it out. Finally, media are calling it out and saying, we need to stop this because Trump is getting more votes. People are starting to vote for Trump now, and it's not what we were doing. This riots was about making Trump people give up, and all it's doing is making Democrats want to vote Trump because they're losing their businesses, they're losing their livelihoods, they're losing their jobs. Nobody's able to work anymore. At the end of the day, people need to make an income, need to have a living, that kind of thing. And the NBA, they're upset too. They don't know what's going on. The NBA, they play basketball. Nobody wants to watch them. 40% down in ratings, that kind of thing. So there is a bit of a pickle going on in America, and riots don't solve things. It's like the sun and the sun having a competition with the wind to see who would win, and the wind was trying to get the person to take their clothes off, and they were just going like this more and more. Then the sun had its turn, and as it heated up, people would take their clothes off, And it was easier that way because it wasn't pushing people. The wind was using force. And it's kind of the same thing with riots. Riots is creating this push and negativity. And people don't respond well to that. People go the opposite. You take a job and a livelihood away from someone, doesn't change who they're going to vote for. You take a job, a lot of the Antifa think, well, I'm going to remove that job from that guy. I'm going to remove everything from him. But that doesn't change who he's going to vote for. He's more staunch Republican than he's ever been, because now you've made an enemy. And it doesn't work. Force and attacking people doesn't work. I think you will